Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for hooking up. Thank you for standing by. I see some people just dropping in. Thank you for hooking by on this program. I know that you are going to get something very, very important in this program. We've been talking on why church health matters for the past 10 weeks. And I know very well that we're going to wrap this year up with some good information in that light. I want you to just follow me carefully because I'm going to talk about money today. And money is a very, very important thing to know how healthy a church is. Okay? Making a healthy sense out of money or finance or resources is very important. It's very important to know the financial state, so that you can know how healthy a church is. Okay, how healthy a church is. There is a resource principle that I usually emphasize. It's when you are not faithful with little, God will not bless you with much. Okay, God knows everything about your finances. God knows how you are so prudent and how you are managing the finances He has blessed you with. But if He sees how prudent, how your management skills of this level, okay, when it's so much that He's happy with, He bless you with a higher one. He gives you more blessings, more resources, more money, finances at your disposal. Okay, so money is a major factor to be used to determine the health status of a church. When as a senior pastor, lead pastor, you are making poor financial decisions, that can lead to ministry stress, ministry burnout. You lose your influence over time, because when you make wrong decisions, people don't want to follow people or leaders who are actually making wrong decisions, because they feel and they make that assumption that if you keep making a wrong decision based on the financial side of the church, it means that the church might not head towards a healthy state as a church. So we need to make sure that the givers that are giving in our church are also abreast with the financial decisions we are making as a church. We want to make every dollar to count. We want to make every donation to count. And so that giver's resource to the church should be seen that the church is valuing the investment they are making in God's kingdom. To be candid, to preach the gospel today is very expensive. It's free. Salvation is free, but preaching the gospel is not free. Okay, so there's a cost to it. There's a cost to preaching the gospel. There's a cost to establishing a disciple. There's a cost to converting a convert and making the person to be established in the kingdom. So, but today we're going to talk on two vital signs. In the past, we've been talking on vital signs, the 14 vital signs. I've displayed them on the screen, and today we're going to, of course, we talked about all this in time past, and then if you want to get the details of all these vital signs, go to my past 9 series. You're going to get them. But today we're going to talk more on per capita giving and weeks in cash reserve. Per capita giving and weeks in cash reserves. How healthy is your church in these two vital signs? Per capita giving, that's the giving power. This metrics is high with low attendance. We agree. But what is the giving capacity of your current or recent attendance? Okay, there is a giving power of your church, and the giving power should always tell you your spending power, because you can't spend what you don't have. If you do that, that means you're going to run into debt. You're going to run into crisis, financial crisis. Okay? And online and on-site givings, you need to expand. Okay, I love some churches who, because they have gone global, they have gone online, they've gone virtual. You should make it easy for anybody in the face of the earth to be able to donate to you. Okay, whether it is yen, whether it is dollar, whether it is pounds, is shillings, in naira, whatever the case may be, you should have a platform where people can donate to, because your vision is not local, your vision is global. So counting the number of giving units over time, per month, per quarter, per year, can also let you know the monthly recurring donations. Okay, how are people giving regularly, often in your church? The level of giving your church tells far more than just what is given or what is available to be spent. It also reveals two things about the overall health of your church. One is the degree to which people understand biblical concept of stewardship. Okay, nobody has anything except it is given from above. Once the people of God in your church understand the biblical concept of stewardship, and the Lord has in need of what He has given them, they will want to really release out the gifts or the monies that God has blessed them with. So as you successfully teach financial giving, because giving is very, very important in a disciple, in a steward's life as a church. So as you successfully teach financial discipline, giving, the amount being given should increase. Because when people are aware that as a soul, God blesses them, as a soul, God blesses them, as a soul, God blesses them, then they begin to give more. When they understand the principles of the kingdom, then you see a lot of people who are actually imbibing and cultivating the culture of the kingdom. Giving levels may also reveal the degree to which individuals are willing to invest in the church vision. So as a church, you need to vision cast. January is coming. Let's do a lot of vision casting. And when people believe in the vision, people want to give and support. People want to give and rally their resources together to support that vision. So giving levels of a church is also determined. It reveals the degree to which individuals, church members, church pastors, workers are willing to invest out of what God has blessed them with. And Jesus taught His people to align their investment of treasures with the passion of their heart. So when people value the vision that the church is casting, they want to support, and the extent at which they support the vision shows how much resources they're going to make available for it. And of course, I made clear how we're going to calculate this. That is the general funds budget for the church over a period of time divided by adult attendance over that same period of time. Okay, so you can have weekly per capita giving, you can have monthly per capita giving, you can have yearly per capita giving, and you can also compare those week in, week out, month in, month out, and then also year in, year out. How is it giving? I'm sure by now a lot of people using this statistic can see maybe your givings have gone up. In fact, where I've spoken to some pastors, like givings this year has even gone more than 2019. That's because their metrics is on this giving power, on this per capita giving, and in the notes I put there on comparison on how you are performing in terms of health metrics. We're going to go next to the next data, which is number of weeks in cash reserves. Number of weeks in cash reserves can be calculated by general cash reserves divided by the general funds budget over a certain period of time. And so one of the things that I said before the pandemic, if there was weeks in cash reserves, there's a lot of panic, a lot of, when somebody is trying to preach faith, preach hope, preach this, is good. But you see, when you have some good savings, you are ready for emergency. In Nigeria, we don't really prepare for emergency, but in the US, there's hurricane, there's tornadoes, there's all kinds of disasters that makes it so glaring to some churches that we can't just worship for 52 Sundays in a year because of the weather. You know, in our country, you can go to bed and say for 52 Sundays you're going to have Sunday service because of the terrain we are living in, you know. So within cash reserves put you in a position to really decide well. Okay, let's go by budget. Let's don't go by account balance to spend, to allocate. Let's go by budget. Let's have a quarter. I would suggest that you should have 1 quarter funds so that you will be able to plan for the subsequent quarter. You don't spend based on what is coming in, you spend based on what is consolidated, and that makes your spending making more spend. So there are a lot of reasons why we make finance is very important, to make purchases, to do savings for emergency funds. And we need to understand that if we don't have what it takes to weather the storm and the crisis emergency pushes at the church, then the church will be on stress. And when the church is on stress, it will show that the leaders are not thinking, or the leaders are not proactive, and the leaders are not on top of their game. So weeks in cash reserve, you can determine, but I suggest that you have 2 to 3 months of weeks in cash reserve. That's the amount of money that can run that church for a quarter. You should have it, and then make sure that you appropriate and have some good management in allocating that resources to whatever the team, the leadership, senior leadership team has agreed that this is how these monies will be disbursed. On the other hand, I've seen equally unhealthy churches hold so much. There's a church I was part of in the US who they were holding so much funds, and the church was aging, the church was declining for 10 years, and they were holding a lot of funds. Holding a lot of funds means that you are not you are not taking advantage of ministry opportunities that the church has. So on the other hand, holding on a pile of cash with no clear plan or ministry opportunities is dangerous for the church. So those excess monies represent potential lives that can be impacted, that can be changed, that can be transformed if we intentionally spend and allocate those resources to further have some what I call vision actualizations. Okay, I'm going to wrap up in another 5 minutes, and then we will. I'm so happy that the year is running to an end, and I'm going to make sure that we wrapped up this why church health matters on a strong note. Okay, and I've shown you how we calculate it, and on the show notes I put a US comparison. So once you calculate, look at where you are as compared with other churches. All right. So we've had 10 vital signs, and we have 4 more to go. We're going to have 2 next Monday, 2 upper Monday, and the last Monday we're going to just wrap it up with Thanksgiving and maybe a few questions and feedback, reading and things like that, and wrap up the year so nicely. And then we're going to make sure that the vital signs are very important. Very important. And once you see these vital signs also in a light of where you are in the life cycle, that will also help you to understand. We should not live from paycheck to paycheck or from offering to expenditure. Let's see how we can remove all those unhealthy practices, and let's go right straight on to budgeting to see how our church can be healthy as a church. So please feel free to like my page, follow me on Instagram, like my page on Facebook, and then on YouTube. Go on YouTube to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and please share this to a church leader, share this to a church worker. I love to talk with pastors. I know 2020 has been a trying, crazy moment for us, but a lot of us have enjoyed this year, like myself. A lot of us have enjoyed this year. We can do something with the power of God. We can do something with the help of God. We can do something with the grace of God to make this year very impactful and wrapping up this year nicely on a good note. All right, so please feel free to chat me up on all the social media platforms. I'm very prompt, I'm very personal, I'm very direct with my chats. I don't spend so much time on Facebook, but there's a platform where everything comes to me and I deal with them as it is. So please reach out to me on any of those platforms, and I think I should put up my contact so that if you have any questions, you can also reach out to me through any of the lines that you have on the screen, and then let us see how we can help your church become healthier and better even in the pandemic. You know, what we stand for in Magnicraft is to make sure that churches are growing healthier through empirical assessment. So we do a lot of assessment. We test a lot of things so that everything about your church is healthy. And once everything is healthy and they're working in alignment and in unity, then there's nothing the devil can do to stop that church from expressing the vision and the mission that God has asked them to do. So please feel free to reach out to me. Let us see how we can talk. We can do this analysis, this 14 vital signs for you free, and then we will talk on phone on how you can move from where you are to where you ought to be in the nearest future. All right, so I want to wrap it up here. My name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. I'm a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll be glad to connect with you and exchange some good information with you. Thank you till I see you next Monday. God bless you. Don't give up. Keep up doing the work of God, and God will surely bless you for everything you are doing. Our God is not unrighteous, or is not unfaithful, but He's going to reward you. He's going to bless you, and He's going to make sure that the things work out in our favor. Thank you till I see you next Monday. God bless you, and I love you so much.